everybody, and welcome to Survivor with Jamie, Jack, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm the first time High smiled.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy May 4th, Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, blah, 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 blah. If you can't see, I was wearing my lightsaber earrings all day, and then before we started recording, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to throw on my Princess Leia costume from 2014, 15, and yeah, here we are.
I'm glad for it. I'm glad for it. You know, Jack, I'm surprised that you weren't a shizzle stick today. I really had the money out there. You were going to be a shizzle stick.
I was thinking about it, but I decided not to.
He's still bummed that he didn't, use the Denny's reference last week, 2 weeks ago.
Missed your chance.
Anyway, how is it going, guys? We had a pretty, after last week and all things, considered, it was a fairly straightforward episode of Survivor.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of boring.
Did you?
It was a little bit. Yeah,
there was just nothing. They tried to hide who was going to go home. I mean, it was. You don't have everybody saying hi, and then.
Yeah, and then it'd be somebody else.
Yeah, it doesn't usually happen that way. So. Yeah. Except Romeo still not on. Romeo still has no clue. No one's telling Romeo anything.
Poor Romeo.
He's there. He's just there.
Is
he like this year's Heather? Is that who Romeo is?
Heather.
He's the GOAT. I think he's the third guy because he can't win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Bless him in his tiny little frozen frame.
I did like when Jeff said, "How we doing? We're dying, Jeff. We're dying." They're all coming in freezing and it's just shivering and
followed with this is going to be fun. Today we're having fun. Like this is the same, and you can see it in their face, like the dread, like fun. Okay. But that was like me in every Phi Ed class when they were like, today we're going to have fun. Like, oh no.
Well, I like how he goes, you're going to have fun. The first thing to do is put him out in the ocean.
Right?
Where that water has to be cold. I mean,
There's nothing nice about anything they were dealing with weather-wise this week.
No.
Oh God, yeah, that really was.
Build a better
brutal.
shelter. Jeez.
I know. Do you think they were like, oh, did we really have to get rid of Roxroy this week?
I think
bad? We messed up.
Yeah. I think Roxroy was jonesing so bad that he probably just built a shelter for fun at Ponderosa. He's like, I know we've actually got beds, but just in case.
Better than any shelter provided. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I just put my foot in a trash can and it knocked. That was that noise. Sorry.
I like to imagine that he like looks out, like Roxroy wakes up, looks out the window, and he's just like, well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Decided to get rid of me, did ya?
Oh, good. You sent me Tori.
Yeah, right. Thanks, guys. Tori's like, again, this guy, with the shelters already. Get it?
I like the Dwight and Angela tweet that was going around all week, where Angela's sneaking up behind Dwight, and it's like Roxroy, like finding out that Tori was voted out right behind him.
He did say in exit interviews that they're friends now, but still.
Do you think they are?
No.
No.
Nah.
I don't think so.
But anyway, I think, what do we think? Do we think that the decision to vote out High over Jonathan tonight was the right one? Because
no,
I don't think so either. Like High,
I think it was.
Yeah, because Jonathan's kind of a dum-dum when it comes to strategy, and High is really smart.
I don't want to say he's a dum-dum, but his strategy. He showed his colors last week with Lindsay, and so I don't think he's not as big a threat as High. I think High, but if Omar, is it Omar? Are we been saying
Omar?
It wrong?
Yeah, Omar.
Omar, if it weren't for him, High's probably still in the game
Well,
because
yeah.
he was lying about the puppet thing, right?
Oh, poor sweet doofus Mike. Yes, he was. He was.
Yeah.
Well, because he was telling him a good lie, not a stupid lie.
Right.
Well,
Because I thought Mike, when he came back, I got that. I'm a man of my word. All right, we got it. Stop talking because you're only making yourself look like a weaker player.
Yeah.
And Omar used that against him.
Yep. Oh, he did. He jumped right on top of that.
Yeah.
I think from where they're sitting, I think they truly believed that they were making the right choice getting High out, because they think a lot of what Omar has done is High.
yes.
Which it hasn't been. But from our point of view, they absolutely did not make the best decision because High is not the threat. As we just said, it's Omar. And Jonathan presents way more of a threat in immunity challenges than High has thus far. So he could go on a streak and then end up in Final Four.
You know, I have to say, though, for as much, like, attention as Jonathan has been getting for being, you know, such a physical prowess, like, Lindsay is pretty freaking badass herself.
Right? Girl, I'm telling you, like, why have they not been putting more? Because, like, she's been there with him, like, neck to neck and everything. She's right there. But, I mean, does she do it with, like, the finesse and the grace? Maybe not. Also, he's, like, 5 times bigger than anybody, so he's going to just take up more screen anyway.
Well,
Very
that
true.
hurt him in today's challenge, though.
Yes.
When they got down to that
absolutely.
smaller part of the plank, he had no chance.
Yeah.
And Lindsay is chiseled. She just doesn't. She wasn't moving.
Lots of really great recoveries from both of them. That looked stressful. Even Marianne almost swore.
Almost.
Gosh darn it.
You know, before we move away from the High versus Omar thing, sorry, it took me a second to think of what I was talking about. Before we like move away from the High versus Omar thing, I just want to point out that it's kind of insane and awesome and great how Omar is the one who convinces everyone to get Ty out in a subtle, sneaky way, and then is basically, you know, could be the one person that could also save him then, like, you know, not even have to be like, just kidding. Like, everybody's just, he's so under the radar with it that I feel like he's so subtle with his suggestions that if he went back and was like, you know what, guys, I was thinking, you know, Jonathan's just such a threat, and we could always get High out because we all have his number, the same way with Chanel, where we decided to go for, when Lydia got voted out, like, we could always get High out, he's never going to win immunity, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like he could have actually made that case, and that's a lot of power to have, to convince everyone to get on board with somebody, and then practically
did he
convince
want to do
everyone.
that, though?
I don't think he wanted to, but I think he
did.
could have.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of was, floating things around, putting trial balloons out there. But he might have hurt himself by letting High go, because everyone thought High was running the show. Even High thought he was running.
He was a great, like, camouflage for him. But at the same note, I think that High, the way I've seen it right now, I think High would have been the first one to realize what he's doing. I think everybody else is going to go a little bit further than High would have, noticing what Omar is up to. So maybe that is the deciding factor of why, we're going to stick with keeping Jonathan, because he isn't noticing me.
Right. Yeah. That's a great point.
I'm bummed out either way because he's my winner's pick, but we saw it coming. We saw it coming.
That's right. Yeah, we did see it coming.
That's what I get for choosing someone for a winner's pick who, like, gave me vibes of, like, Ricard and Khan, both people who were out for jury. So, like, pick the winning vibes, Jamie. Pick the winning vibes, not the not winning vibes.
It's hard to tell, though, in the beginning.
Yes.
Because you don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You could definitely... sorry, go ahead.
Because people start out playing a great game, and then once they start stumbling, you can't get it back.
Nope. especially when the game is moving as fast as it is. You don't have
Right.
time. You don't have that like extra week to, push numbers around and like make
Right.
new alliances.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
It's dangerous. Jeff will tell you it's much more dangerous.
Did
Yeah.
did Lindsay make the right choice on the 2 people she brought to reward?
I think so. It didn't seem to have too much of that we saw.
I don't
too
think
much
it was
of
a bad choice. I mean, it did. I don't think it really did anything to change her game right now. I think both of those guys were kind of already in good standing with her. It was a cool reward, though. Like, it was fun to see something done a little bit differently, creeping them out with like the voices of the family members.
Well,
and
I
whatnot.
I was actually watching the Padre game and Survivor, but I had the sound down. I was like, the hell did my sound come up on the game? When they started talking, I'm like, the hell's
See,
going on?
it even got you. I like to imagine that like little like fragile Omar who's frozen to death and starving. If he was there, like, would he have just curled up in a ball and just like accepted that this was the end time?
Probably.
It was pseudo creepy. I mean, like,
It was
converged on
really creepy. It wasn't even pseudo. It was real creepy at first. Like, come on.
Are you hearing voices? I would have said no.
No,
I would have
What's
just
wrong with
shrieked.
you?
I would have literally, the second somebody be like, you hearing voices, I would be like, ah! It would have been like a Lucille Bluth, like Jean Parmesan shriek, only much worse.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my god, though. Like, yeah, like, I don't know. It was, I was kind of like mixed on, like, the reward part was cool. The actual strategy we heard was cool, but,
Yeah,
Well, they're
guess-
trying something different because they can't bring the people to the.
right.
That's
It's
yeah.
never,
Occasions.
yeah. It's so much more exciting but you
Yeah.
know, hey, kudos to them. They didn't just put a screen out there. Like, they were putting images and all sorts of random props.
They were like, here's a rock,
Exactly.
let's do it.
They'll never see this coming.
I'm surprised there wasn't a hidden immunity idol behind one of the
Oh,
videos.
Lindsay, just missing that idol. But Marianne, the universe brought it right on back to her.
Well, Lindsay is about the most lazy, idol-looking for person ever in history.
And she
She's
picked
like,
up a
"Nah."
leaf. She was like, oh, it's not
Nah.
under here.
Yeah,
I was like, girl, you'd be a terrible
Yeah.
geocacher.
you're right? Like, you ain't looking. Like, you're just going for a walk. You're just having some alone time.
Oh, one thing. I don't know if you noticed, but the scene where they're all sitting there shivering in the rain after the reward challenge, Lindsay's at the reward challenge, so how is she also at camp talking to Hai about voting out Jonathan? That was such a weird, like, completely
Good
out of
old
order.
editing
they-
plot holes.
They hadn't left yet.
No, because
They were
Mike.
being picked up that night.
Oh, is that what it is? Did I just completely miss the context?
yeah, maybe, because I think that's when
Yeah.
Marianne was like, we want all the details about the pizza or whatever.
Okay, I completely missed that, and I was so confused. I was like, somebody
I'll give you a
messed up.
bite commentary there, Marianne.
Miriam's like, I'm just gonna go play Jenga in the corner.
Yeah, Marianne's playing Jenga, and Jonathan's running weirdly. Like, it was a strange episode. Like, I think they were just like, you know what? Like, let's just fill in, like, random, like, camp moments from the last 2 weeks. It doesn't even have to be in order at this point. Just, just make sure that Roxroy's not in the shot and Tori's not in the shot, and then just go with whatever.
I think maybe like tonight's episode, sometimes they're shortened season. They're going so fast that it just didn't have any meat to it.
Yeah,
I mean, there was
yeah.
like, it was just pretty much.
Yep. Except for, I have to say, I really did enjoy the whole, like, Omar was the star of the episode, obviously. Like, his confessionals are great. He's so funny, and it's fun watching him. It's really fun watching somebody get so excited about their own deviousness in the game. Like, you can really root for somebody who's just, like, giggling and having a blast, like being a snot-nosed liar.
Yeah.
Like, it makes it okay.
Yeah. Heading over to the chat real quick. We are live, as we always are after the episode ends. First thing we've got from Chris, it was a buy the book episode. Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Miami Mike says, seems like the right choice. I feel like Hai could talk his way into working with people again. He also adds that Omar is getting a great edit, and then Chris chimed in with they left after dusk. So I guess I must have just was taking notes or talking to a child sitting next to me or something, and I just missed it.
I did
Elaine
think it was
is also
wrong
here.
because
Hi.
the people that were going on reward were in the dry part of the shelter. Like Drea's sitting on the end, and it's like dripping out. They think they said, "Hey, look, we're going to be going pretty soon and being
Right.
where it's dry. Why don't you
Stand
guys
over there?
I'll take the drips on my leg. You go on."
Right.
You
I'm
go
about to get a
freeze for a
towel. Oh man, though. When Jeff said I haven't slept in a couple of weeks, I've just been having like trouble sleeping, and when Jeff was like, and you'll get a full night's sleep with no worries, dry and
like,
warm, I was like, that sounds amazing. Pick me, Lindsay,
Yes,
pick
it
me.
I want to go.
You can
It
keep
does
the
sound pretty
pizza.
nice.
I just like some sleep.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine how like soul fulfilling that was. Did anybody notice that during the tribal council when Lindsay's like, we're going to take out somebody that's a really big threat, and Jonathan's like, oh, they're talking about me, aren't they? Like simultaneously chest puffed out but super
I'm not
worried
sure
look.
what they're talking about. Well, they took out the big threat.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. But
I
then
guess so. What do you think, like, on one hand, Jonathan was obviously relieved because his name did come up, but, he's safe. But do you think there was a part of him that was like, what do you mean he's the bigger threat than I am?
100%. Like, he looked disappointed and relieved at the same time. He's like, oh, they don't
He's like,
consider
"Wait,
me a big threat.
Wait a minute. Like, I came in second today, and I came in second on the biggest threat? What?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, when she's saying level the playing field, and you're thinking challenge-wise, you're thinking, okay, yeah, you take out the biggest threat in the challenge, but he's not the biggest threat in the game. And the biggest threat in the game is nobody knows.
Right.
Like we keep saying, it's Omar, and nobody knows it.
Which is awesome.
Except Omar, and he's so good at going under the radar. I mean,
Do you think
when
that
was the last time we had a player that good?
Do you think it catches up to him at some point? Where he
could,
says
like I
the
said, it
wrong
could now
thing
that
to
Hai-
someone?
That it could that now that Hai's gone, because Lindsay's a smart player. She might put two and two together. Okay, oh, he's pulling the string.
Right.
I
like,
think if
there's
anybody,
no one to hide behind. Like he's
yeah,
And he's not going to win challenges most likely.
no.
So
I feel like the two people outside of Omar that really, really study others are Drea and Lindsay. And I think either one of them could possibly catch on to what's happening or some idea that maybe this guy is the bigger threat. But yeah, he had the perfect cover with Hai, and now he's gonna have to. I think he's gonna have to double down or just like fall way back and kind of disappear again.
another thing with getting rid of Hai, Omar should have, because he told the lie to Mike. What if Mike and Hai are still on? Jonathan's gone, and so they have another couple days to talk. And he goes, "Look, I never said that."
Yeah, that's fair. That's
so that would come back and bite. So I don't know why Omar was even thinking about. Okay, I've told this lie. I need to get rid of him.
maybe he
Right,
wasn't thinking about it at all, but he knows what makes fun TV for Survivor viewers, and they were like, "Yeah, let's go with that."
Because Mike took it. I'm thinking Mike's going to see this and go, "I need to beat the crap out of Omar."
The only thing that I think could save Omar is with Jonathan and Mike. Like, Mike might feel betrayed, but I feel like Jonathan is still like, I'm a man of my word, and Omar saved me at the merge vote, so I'm going to save him this vote or something. That's the only thing I could think of. Because he does have good relationships with, everybody there. It seems like he's got a good relationship with
definitely.
Romeo and Drea and everybody. So,
Well, he's got the perfect non-threatening
Marianne.
personality at this point in time. Now, if Omar doesn't, if it boils down to like somebody wins the final immunity and they've got to pick who's going, is Omar someone is going to be willing to take with them? because his social game too. I mean, at that
Right.
point in time, even if he doesn't get caught in his little like web of lies, his social game is so great. Everybody likes him so much. I'm afraid like that's where his game would stumble the most.
Is he going to be our
Plus-
fallen angel?
He might be.
Is he good? Is he? Can he make fire?
Yeah, haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Haven't seen it.
maybe we've seen it.
I would really love if we just got to see like every fire that was made. If they gave us just like a 3-4 second clip to see like so we can assess everyone's. Like when you go to like the racetrack, you get to like view the horses and kind of read up on them. Like, I want to see the fire making skills. Like I want to know who I would vote for based on their fire making skills.
Right.
Yeah.
And what like Gott said that we touched on earlier that Romeo just doesn't know what's going on. At what point is Romeo going to go, hey, this is like the second week in a row I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah, that's a good point because I honestly, unless
who's running things,
right, because he was in. He and Hai, obviously we saw that they did not really get along, although they sort of worked together last week or whatever. But we saw Omar talking to him.
They sort of worked together this week, too.
Right.
Because they were the only 2 votes for Jonathan, right? It was both
Yeah,
of
but
them.
did they vote for Jonathan because Omar told him he was the decoy vote, or because...
I suppose they very well could have. I guess there didn't have to be an agreement between the 2 of them to do so.
Right. Like, I don't... That wasn't clear to me.
Well, who else would... Well, Hai wasn't told it was a decoy vote. He thought that they were going after Jonathan.
Yeah, he thought, like, for sure. Like, 100%. Yeah. Like, he was going to have to save him with the well idol.
And nobody trusts Romeo, so they're not telling him anything.
That's what I mean about is, like, him being the Heather. It's just, like, he's just kind of there to keep people company and to be, like, a wind block, even though he's not a very good one because he's so tiny. But, like, somebody's got to sit at the edge of that bench, right? And keep everybody else warm. And I think that's just what they've done with him. Like, he's on the outs every single time. He doesn't know what's going on. You don't see any, like, ever since his conversation with Hai a couple episodes ago, you don't see any in-depth conversation with him or any game strategy. He's usually pretty quick out on the challenges. Like, pretty soon we're going to have Jeff, like, chasing him down and cheering for him and being like, this is what the game is about.
That's true because, he's everybody else is in this. They're playing the game. They're involved. He's not.
Right.
Yeah.
He has no power whatsoever.
Right.
It doesn't seem to have.
But all that takes is one strategically placed rumor or outs of Omar or something, and Romeo can still be. The smaller the game gets, the easier it is for somebody in the minority position to push their way to the top and make a power play.
Is anyone going to listen to Romeo at this point?
It could be. You don't know what kind of like splinters or fractures are going to befall that bigger group. Omar's got a web of lies going. Lindsay and Jonathan we thought were super tight, and suddenly they're not so tight anymore. Like,
she made a great point. He's terrible at strategy. I can't be linked to him.
Yeah.
It's hurting my resume.
He doesn't listen. I went back and rewatched last week because there was so much that went on, especially in the second half. That of course, like those lovely folks on Facebook were talking about all week, but there's so much there with Jonathan where it's just like he really has a trouble listening to anyone else. He may not be super like abrupt. Like Hai, you can tell Hai wasn't always great about listening to anybody else, but he did it in a way where it was like obvious right off the bat who you were dealing with. And I think Jonathan is just like, because he is bigger and he has protected people and he's been friendly and stuff, but now you're starting to see like he really doesn't listen to anyone else's reads.
Right.
Like on anything. No matter who they are, no matter how close he's been with them, he could go to his own alliance members and they say, hey, this is happening. I heard this conversation. And he'd be like, are you sure? So
he's not a team player. Like, he's a team player, but he's also not a team player.
Yes.
Yes.
He was smart enough to know that Hai was lying to him.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think that Hai has the lying skills that Omar does.
Is he pulling a Shan here? Where, I mean, the dude eats 18 eggs a day. Is the hunger getting to him?
It could be. It's really hard to be sharp when you aren't.
He is not the same player he was a few weeks ago.
Right.
No.
I mean, yeah. They were all shivering tonight. That has to take, and like as Marianne said, you get so, I'm a cold person by nature, so I know what it's like for it to be like 65, and I'm like, it's so cold, where's the sun? My body is shaking, so I can even only imagine.
I grew up in cold weather, so I know.
Yeah, you do. Ha ha ha. Quick check-in with the chat. Mike says Omar could have a bitter jury because there's so many people that trust him and are working with him. They could, but this doesn't seem like the bitter jury kind of players. Like, I think maybe the way that, because I think Hai going out like that probably I don't know, to me that would set a tone. Like, he was so classy about it.
Yeah, the sportsmanship.
That it was really nice to watch.
It was the first time he smiled.
Yeah. He was just like, oh my God, you guys.
You did it, all right.
Like, I hate so much that he was voted out, but like I love that he loved how he was voted out. It was like worth it because I was like, yeah, look at how excited he is because now he gets to experience this other side of the game.
Right.
Well, what else are you gonna do? I mean, you're gonna be one of those pouty people.
You never know. Some people are so emotionally involved.
I'm saying that's the way to do it. I mean, he did it the right way.
Well, I mean, like, Tori is sitting over there on jury, and she's just, like, scowling the group down. Like, she's already,
she looked like she was not super miserable to me. But I wasn't watching her too badly.
I think that when we were talking about Romeo,
I got vaccinated for this, to go out third. Sorry.
It goes against everything I believe in. I think that one thing that Romeo would have, I mean, again, I don't think at this point, like, he had to completely change his game up to be in the final and have a chance. But one thing that he might surprise everybody with is he may be able to persuade a jury member or two to hear him out because he is a pageant coach. So he has got to have some skills on how to address a crowd of people, of judges.
Yeah.
And how to, like, really let your game and your talent shine. So I'll give him that. I bet he has that over half of the other players left in the game.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the chat. Got pointed out that perhaps Romeo thought that Hai was running things, so that could be why he wasn't in the circle of trust. And then he and Elena agreed that, it's kind of Omar's game now. Elena said that he has the most balanced game. And then
as long as they don't figure out he's the guy behind the curtain.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, as long
as
they
don't.
Now,
if you're Omar, do you pull back a little bit now?
I think he needs to. Yeah. He absolutely needs to, because he pulled some really heavy weight. I mean, granted, there was a lot of people that immediately just said, oh, hi, yeah, let's get rid of him. So that worked in his favor. But as far as what happened with Mike, he's got to pull back and let Mike think he's calling some shots for a minute or two.
Because I thought Hai actually handled Mike pretty well today. He said, well, what do you think? I want to know your opinion. Mm-hmm. So it's like, at what point does Mike go, okay, was Omar lying to me? Because I don't remember him ever telling me this is how. The only time he ever said it, because with the Roxroy vote, he said, come on, we got to get him out.
Yeah. I don't, with Mike the guy is just like a conundrum in my brain, because it's like, I really want to root for him. He seems like such a genuine, like, good guy. He really gives everything he has out there when he's competing. He tries really hard to game and be thoughtful, but, like, he's so gullible. He's just so gullible to me. Like, somebody could be like, hey, so-and-so, like, gave you a dirty look. And he'd be like, what? And just, he can turn his head so easily.
Did anybody think that this episode, Lindsay's stock went super up, right?
But now but doesn't she have to worry now, though?
Well, I don't know, because she doesn't seem to be calling any shots or making decisions.
I don't know. She's got that little partnership with Drea kind of working because of their like little duo idols now being like a
Yeah, but now they
they
have to take each other out, and who has more advantages
Right.
to make sure they ensure that idol
Yeah,
or
I don't know.
amulet.
The evil laugh, the little evil laugh they had together makes me really feel like they're gonna have a hitman out, you know, and they're gonna take out a couple players before they turn on each other. I hope so, because I think they'll be a fun team.
I agree.
But if you're Omar, do you go after Lindsay?
No,
Is she next on your target?
I don't think so.
Is she your next target?
I mean, I could be
No.
wrong. I don't see Lindsay being the next target. I think Omar needs to go with the group flow again.
Yeah.
Like he did this
Yep.
week for the most part.
I agree, but I'm just saying if Lindsay is she's the challenger beast right now. I mean, she won both today.
Yeah.
So is it smart for Lindsay to go after Jonathan? I mean, I personally think that she should, but it would be risky. I mean, because he's a great meat shield, but I mean, are you going to get a lot of chances to take him out, or are you just going to check and see if his like athleticism is starting to like drip each week?
Well,
or
you also have to
each
ask too.
competition?
Well, don't
He's
forget
likable.
the
so,
final.
So he could.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
He's likable, so his social game's pretty good.
Mhm.
So he could win. I mean, it just
Sure. Yeah.
right now the only
he-
person I don't think can win is Romeo.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think that Romeo has a chance. Man, I don't know though, because that whole Lindsay Jonathan thing, that's because like there's nobody else that's coming close to them thus far in competitions. I mean, High was the only other one, and now he's out, so
Right.
she's gonna
Everyone
have
out.
to maybe
Everyone
keep
else went out
Jonathan.
right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Gott, who is anti New American Survivor
Everything.
now, he wanted to know in the chat, can anybody list all the outstanding advantages? So basically, Drea has an amulet, Lindsay has an amulet. Drea has knowledge is power. Drea and Marianne both have immunity idols. Am I missing any?
Mike has
There-
one.
Mike
Mike,
has
yeah.
an idol too. You're right.
Yeah, we all forget about Mike's idol because that whole soccer phrase, right? Is that where his came from?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, the days of soccer.
So I think we've gotten
Soccer
them.
talk.
I think because they're concentrated in just a couple of people, it's been kind of easier to list them all.
And you know what? Like, I think that this brings up something that I feel like is kind of a fun difference compared to 41. Like, one of the issues that so many of us had with 41 is that there were so many episodes were stolen in socialized gameplay because everything was just focused on these 1,000,001 different idols and advantages. And this year we've got all of these different idols and advantages, and they haven't spent nearly the amount of time on the storylines of those as they have like the game that we're getting from High and from Omar. And so I kind of hope that continues, because I kind of like forgetting that certain players have something. I really, up until tonight, kind of forgot that Mike had anything at all.
I was just about to suggest, and I know it's been suggested before, maybe once an episode when they're doing a confessional or something, they have this, just put it on the side so you can remember who has what.
Right.
If that's what you want. Because
If you're gonna put that many out there, like, you're gonna have to have a tally for us to keep.
But I'm
track.
like God though. I hope they start cutting back on some of this stuff.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
I don't think they will.
No.
Again,
I
make
don't
it a
think
little
we
hard.
will either.
Make it a little harder to find than just on a tree. 2 feet.
I can't.
Clearly
I
it
can't
was
get
too
over
hard to
Lindsay
find.
like touching it and then walking away.
It was clearly too hard to find because Lindsay just missed it.
Oh my gosh. And it's like right at like. It's Marianne's this tiny little thing, and it was like at eye level. Like they're not even trying
it
anymore.
looked like it was propped up a little more though, didn't it?
Yeah, and it was a different color than anything else around it, and
But no, but when Lindsay, it looked like it was flat. When Marianne came
It
around
did
the
look
corner,
like they
it had
kind of
that-
propped it up after.
Yeah, I
Lindsay
think
left.
it had like a light shining on it.
Well, I think when she touched, like when she patted it and was like, nope, I think it kind of flipped it.
Yeah, no, you
so
definitely
Marianne
needed
could
a
see it.
leaf over it for her to see it.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, so in the chat they were talking about like a ticker or putting the symbols next to players' names or whatnot in confessionals. Don't they at some like put like Mike firefighter New Jersey and then put like holds immunity idol like cause
I feel like they
at
did
some
at one
point they did. I don't know if
Yeah.
they still do.
I kind of remember that. I mean, maybe I'm just like placing a memory in my head. Because
No,
of your
no, they
suggestion.
definitely
In the old days
did.
when there was one idol.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But
It was like, this guy has the one.
so the finale is the 25th, May 25th. And so that leaves us 3 more weeks after tonight and at least 6 advantages in the game. So unless we have another advantage get in, which I can't imagine. Like, what is
No.
Drea just at like final 6 gonna like pick her alliance
So-
and like start
That's
like
what I
throwing
mean. They're
things
just gonna
at
start
people?
dumping them, like flip their shirts and like all of these advantages.
Yeah,
are
she's
just
gonna be like,
roll out.
Lindsay, one for you. Marianne, here's another one. Omar, go
Who's-
for it.
who's-
None for
who's
you,
taking-
Jonathan.
Who's taking Mike's idol, Lindsay or Drea?
Ooh,
Lindsay.
Drea.
Because he's not
I
going to
think
play
it's gonna be
it.
Drea.
It's going to be taken from him.
I think it's gonna be Lindsay. I think Drea's not gonna. I think Drea's not gonna want to put a target on her back. Although, unless she says, unless, oh my God, how crazy! Like, how badass would it be if Lindsay? Well, Lindsay doesn't have knowledge is power, right? Just Drea.
No, just Drea.
So how would Lindsay get Mike's idol? Because the only person that can get Mike's idol is Drea.
I thought if she gets rid of Drea.
Oh, she has to steal a vote. Steal a vote.
She has to still vote.
Steals the vote. Okay. That's if they don't use it together, right? For a gain of vote? Like,
Right.
okay.
Can they give it to somebody else? Could they say, okay, hey, Romeo, ask for Mike's idol?
I am sure
That
that
would-
if it made for an interesting tribal council, they could do whatever they wanted.
Check the books. It counts.
Because if you don't want to, because people like Mike, and you don't want to piss off everybody else by pissing off Mike, right? So you go, Romeo, ask for Mike's idol. Here's the advantage. You ask for Mike's idol, you get the idol,
Yeah.
and then you just vote Romeo out because he doesn't play the idol.
Yeah. Sherry has entered the chat. Hey, Sherry. Got asked why would they add a new one tonight? Honestly, I wonder if they were just trying to diversify people that could play idols. Because if Drea holds everything and Mike has the other one, then I think they want some sort of exciting tribal council, like something to happen with all of these advantages
didn't
being
happen
played,
tonight.
and they just needed someone who wasn't Drea to find something, and Lindsay screwed them up by not doing it.
And I give Marianne kudos for not saying, I'm not telling anyone about this.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
nice to kind of
Yes.
watch her grow throughout the
She's
game.
been playing a much better game the last couple
Yep.
of weeks.
I agree.
Since she's
She
kinda
has, and
chilled a little bit.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's comfortable and she kind of knows where she fits in the group, so she can just
Or
relax
maybe
a little bit.
maybe she's
focus.
tired and hungry, and she doesn't have that
Yeah,
energy
that too.
anymore.
her sugar intake has depleted. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not eating right. I mean, if you're a hyper person by
oh yeah.
nature, if you're tired and you're run down, it's like
I
I
will
just don't have
say
the
this.
energy to be me.
I will say this for her. She lasted a lot longer, probably the longest out of anybody who is that hyper naturally before they got taken
would
down.
agree. Yeah. Oh
Well,
my God.
I think she was on the right tribe.
She did.
Yeah.
I think they
Yes.
liked her and they kind of put
Yes.
up with her.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they were
And it
eating
was-
because they were winning challenges and they had Jonathan.
Yeah, and also Jonathan, as irritated as he did get from time to time, he clearly we've seen that he works with kids and stuff in his past. Like he has to have that turn off all sound ability to a certain level, right? Like so you know, it got them through till merge. They did well together as a tribe.
Yeah. And the 4 of them are still in it, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they looked out for each other.
I mean, how many people were left? 8?
8.
Is it 8?
Yeah, and there's 4 from one tribe. 4 from one tribe is still in there.
Who do we have left?
I think it's 9. I think it's 9.
We have We have Jonathan, Mike, Romeo, Omar are the men left, right? Am I missing someone? We have Marianne, Drea, Lindsay, and
that's it.
Is there only 7 left?
There's only 7 left?
We had 7 votes tonight that were counted. So
Drea, Lindsay, Marianne.
I was just dividing it up by like men versus women that are left.
Yeah, I'm trying. Isn't there 4 women? There's only 3 women.
Drea, Marianne, Lindsay.
We're way down.
Lindsay.
High's gone.
There's only 3 women left. Yep, Elena just confirmed it in the chat.
Romeo, Mike, 5, Jonathan.
Yeah, there's 7 people
left.
7 left. And
maybe
there's 4 from one tribe still in it.
Okay, I thought for some reason... No, I looked it up, that Survivor's finale was May 25th. So, are we just going to go into the final next week? We have 6 left. Then 5, is it just final 4 for that last episode? And then they just, have a shorter episode, or...
Yeah.
No, they have more commercials.
Oh, that's a good point. More commercials.
Shorter episode. Hey, Loca.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's CBS. Come on.
Well, and then like finale, if it was like last year, we didn't really get much to it. I mean, even the jury segment, like asking questions and stuff, even that seemed to be a bit shorter than normal. And then they had to make room for the like world's lamest pizza party ever in history.
Oh God.
Because they were like, how do we, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's better than like having to record it in a garage like the year before that. But I mean, unless they find a way to really amp it up this year, like, we've got one of those to look forward to. I mean, can we handle it without Xander talking about every single ingredient with like such like earnest love in the pizza?
We know Mike likes his pizza.
He does.
I'm gonna eat it till he said. What did he say? It's eating till he comes. I didn't hear it coming out of his what? I was kind of like, all right, Mike, we don't want to know.
Also, can I just like throw out a high five because Omar's first question was, "Will there be pineapple pizza?"
Oh my God!
I was overjoyed.
Twitter was very.
There better be.
Hey, Alex loves pineapple pizza. Whenever we go to,
I love pineapple.
Whenever we go to Blaze Pizza, which is like like build your own pizza, he does not get sauce. He gets cheese, pepperoni, and pineapple. And that's it.
No sauce.
He doesn't do the sauce.
It's not a sauce.
He doesn't like the sauce.
Well, to all those that are
if you get pizza though, he will eat pineapple pizza with you, Jack. Just so you know, you're not alone.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the power.
To those who are strongly against the pineapple pizza theory, just throw a little jalapeno on there and it's a game changer. And you might not want to tell anybody, but I'm telling you, jalapeno and pineapple is where it's at.
Jalapeno and anything is where it's at. I actually had one of those little tuna packets that you get at the store with jalapenos in them today. Put a little ranch seasoning on top just to neutralize it.
I like you and Xander. You and Xander know how to tell us what is good.
I only like them on nachos. I don't know why.
Oh, I love them on nachos too. But whenever we go to the movies and get nachos, or really anywhere and get nachos, if the jalapenos are on it, I'm the only one in my family of 4 that eats them. So I get them all for myself, and I like that. I don't love the heartburn later, but I love it while I'm eating it.
Yeah.
Cause I'm funny. I don't like it on anything else, but on nachos, I gotta have them.
Well,
it's the heartburn.
All right.
The heartburn is like, but that tells you had something good. It's the reminder. Like right now sucks, but remember a little bit ago, that was fun. You know?
I can't sleep though. My chest is on fire. Especially when you get older, because that stuff starts to really affect you too.
It just gets worse and worse. Beware all of those.
I used to drink salsa. Now I can't even eat it.
You just look at it. You just look at it and it punches you right in the throat.
My heart.
All right.
Where's the Rolaids?
So Elena confirmed it was March 25th. I'm sorry, March 25th. May 25th. And then Miami Mike corrected our math. So it's going to be a final 5 at the finale. 6 after next week. That makes sense. 6 after next week, 5 after the following week.
Okay.
So it enters with a final 5.
Well,
I'm always so glad he's here to do the math.
Right?
Wait, so there's 3 weeks left. So there's 7 now. So it'll be 6.
5, and then there's 5 on that third week.
Okay,
got
it.
Yeah.
Got it.
We were just struggling.
So there's no 2-hour episode before the finale?
I hope not.
No, I thought there was going to be one, but it looks like we may skate past that idea.
It's like Christmas morning.
Hey, sometimes a 2-hour is good, but it hasn't been very often. So, let's err on the side of caution and celebrate that it's not there.
I'm too old to do these podcasts because Cindy goes, "You used to do like 4 podcasts a night." I go, "Yeah, I'm struggling to do 2 back to back."
So. I need my sleeping time. I need my sleep.
Well, I mean, you are watching children all day long.
It is exhausting. It is exhausting to even just be in the same room with all of that energy. It is exhausting.
They're like sucking it out of you. Yep. That's what kids do. They suck
I think
little vampires, and they never stop going as long as there's an energy source in the room.
Well, because Ava hasn't taken naps in like 8-9 months.
Well, yeah, because she's too old for them now.
Yep.
So that's what she
Party
says.
time.
I go, I said, but that was my nap time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tragedy when we all lose that.
I go, I hope, I think a couple days ago, I said, I hope I'm alive when you say you want a nap.
Well, maybe record one of these 2-hour... Maybe record one of these 2-hour Survivor episodes and then make them sit down and watch it, and then they'll nap for you.
Or you nap while they watch.
Yeah, there you go. You have to sit and watch this, take notes, because I'm going to use your notes at the podcast later. See, there's so much winning going on there.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to... We do not have any feedback from the emails this week, actually. So let's move in. I know. Let's move into the tally the vote, though.
Why do I do this show? There's no emails.
I'm sad to not hear from Mandy.
I know.
Mandy's dead to me.
Oh.
Mandy, we want 2 emails next week. 2.
And Shandy. Mandy and Shandy.
Shandy, get us 2.
Mandy and Shandy. Whatever happened to Victoria?
Yeah.
Victoria. She used to send the emails. Victoria.
Shandy, we talked about Yellow Jackets on the broadcast last night, and Shandy texted me at 12:30. She was like, I was kind of freaked out after we finished recording because she was home by herself. And she's like, but then I decided to finish listening to SurvivorJJC, and I heard you say Ed the Poopy Head Mailman, and I laughed, and it made me feel better. And I was like, thanks.
See, you knew
I knew she needed it. All right.
Love it.
In the tally the vote section, as far as high goes, Jack had him final 3. I'm sorry, Jay had him final 3. Jack had him merge. I had him merge, and Jamie had him final 3. So Jack and yes, we each get points.
Come back.
Don't call it a comeback.
He's my sad loss. But he's my new Twitter. He's my new Twitter friend, so I won there.
Oh, no way! That's exciting.
Who's your Twitter friend?
I think that more of these players should just really be celebrated for how great they are on Twitter, more than the show. They can save a bad day. I mean, they can. There's some pretty fun people that we don't get to see their personalities so much in their edit. So
like Zach, the little guy that went out first. His Twitter is actually pretty funny.
He he's just a lovely little human. I just adore him too.
Yeah.
Yep. See? Lydia, she's great. Like,
yeah. You're like,
so many
speaking
of
of Zach, Lydia's great.
Lydia.
Lydia's, I love her Twitter as well. But okay, focus everybody, focus. Okay, as far as
I didn't do anything. I'm just
as far as going, I know I was talking to myself. I was centering myself. Jamie had Omar. Jack had High. I had High, and remember I switched it to Mike at the end. Oh well, I was really doing it for Jack, an early Father's Day gift.
Oh, rats.
So, Jack gets a point. We're getting close to a comeback. So now Jamie and I are tied with 8 points, and Jack has 3 points.
there you go.
So
Out of nowhere.
Let's
Out
make
of nowhere.
Let's make our predictions. Who we think
I'm like a phoenix.
is going home next week, and then Jamie, you can either do your winner's pick at the end, or if you have a new winner's pick, you can do that now.
I'll just do it now.
Okay.
I'm really debating between. I'm really dancing between Lindsay and Drea. I'm going for the girl win. I'm gonna go for
Not Marianne.
Drea. No,
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be Marianne.
Okay.
That'd be cool too, but I'm gonna go for Drea.
Okay, so let
This is
me-
your new final pick.
Yep.
Hold on, that's gonna drive me crazy that's in the wrong font. All right, so. Oh my goodness, Colleen, you are struggling. Here we go. At least I shared the screen right on the
Okay.
first time
It's
tonight.
okay.
Use the force.
I know.
It's all right.
All right, there we go. I remain with Omar, and Jack remains with Romeo. Okay,
Romeo.
Who do we think is going home next week? I have completely lost the narrative of who picks first and who doesn't. Does anybody want to go first? Otherwise, I'll just go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
If Omar has one more, if he still has that, I don't think he can stop now. I think it's like a drug.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
addicted to
Yeah,
stirring the
he's
pot.
liking it.
I think he knows he has to take Lindsay out.
Ooh.
And he gets the guys to vote Lindsay out. So I think Lindsay is, because she can win it. And he knows it.
Yeah.
And he needs to get her out.
Ooh, yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a
And
good
do you
pitch.
listen to the guy? Do you listen to the person who has 3 points in the last 2 weeks?
Oh, you mean you.
Wait, more than that, because I was in the hole.
You
Jack's-
were.
Jack game turned around post merge. He's got it now. He sees
And I
the
got
win.
like
in
5
the-
idols too, so that helps.
Oh man.
I mean,
Who
who
do I
else?
think?
Who else would he go after? Mike's not a threat.
No,
Right?
not really. no.
Jonathan's not really a threat. Marianne's not really a threat.
Yeah.
Lindsay's the threat to him winning.
Lindsay is a
Well,
threat.
if he has he could trade Lindsay for his meat shields though, and not keep Jonathan around. Oh, it's a tough one. That's a tough one. Oh, we're getting in that part of the game.
We are getting that part of the game. Because I...
It's exciting.
I am gonna go.
I'm struggling. Because I want to say Jonathan, but I think Jonathan is just too protected within his alliance.
I know. I really hate to say it, but I think that he's got a really solid chance of like Final Four right now, like
Or Final
really,
3
really
even.
solid. Yeah. Dang. You know what? I'm gonna put out Romeo because he doesn't really have any protection or any idea of what's going on, and his only way to stay is because they think he's an easy one to bring to the end, and that's all he has, which could be a lot, but also, not enough.
Did he even speak today? I mean, did we see him?
He just laid on the ground, curled up in a ball,
I know.
shivering.
We did not see him,
Because
actually.
he got plenty of airtime in the beginning, but he just is not.
He's just gonna get smaller, guys. By the end of this, he's gonna be invisible. Like, he didn't have a lot to start with, and nature is killing this man.
Oh.
It's not good.
Poor Romeo. Okay, it's my turn. So who's left? We have Lindsay, Omar, Jonathan, Hi, Mike, Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick somebody different than you guys because I think that's more fun.
Yeah.
Because I have no
Keep
idea.
doing that so I can catch up.
Makes it spicy.
I
You are the jalapeno vote.
Oh, I like it. I'm gonna use the force. I'm also trying to think, because honestly, the next time on Survivor was so spoilery last week.
Right.
Like it was in retrospect, it was super obvious that what's his face was going home. I know. All right, I'll go with Jonathan.
Well,
Miami,
they led you
Mike.
to believe it was either going to be Jonathan or Hi. Yeah.
Right. It was so obvious. I kind of like the Lindsay idea though. I do kind of like that. But
Can I change my vote? Can I change my vote? Is it too late?
No, it's not too late. Who do you want to vote for?
I think I want to change it to Mike.
Oh, why is that?
Because every single person he promised his, like, that my word is my bond, like, he's literally voted every single one of them out. Like, he's voted out everybody that he's made promises to. And he does have an idol, but if they make him feel safe, I think, or if Omar gets him just a tiny bit paranoid, he'll go off the rails and make a target out of himself.
Now, wouldn't it be nice if you had Mike and Omar in the finals, and then when they're talking, he goes, why did you vote me out? Mike, why'd you vote me out? We were final two. He goes, you said I was your puppet. He goes, I never said that.
Yeah. Ooh, intensity.
That would be fun.
I would say, though, out of the people that are left, Mike is definitely the one that is most likely to be the hothead. Right?
Yeah, yes. Like, he's going to get frustrated. Yeah, I'm going for Mike.
Well,
I hope you're wrong.
I know. I hope you're wrong, too. I'll go with Jonathan.
Yep.
I'll go with
I think
Jonathan.
That's a fair one, too.
Yeah. Like, at some point, they need to take him out. My only hesitation with picking Jonathan is that he's got, like, this tight group of people around him, and it's really going to take a lot. Because even Omar is, like, protecting Jonathan. It's going to take a lot unless Omar realizes he has to get rid of Lindsay in order to get at Jonathan.
Yeah. But, okay, Lindsay, she's walked away from Jonathan.
Yeah, you're right.
Drea's got her sights on Jonathan. Omar's already brought Jonathan up.
I'm going with Omar.
But Omar knows that Lindsay is separating from Jonathan. They've already talked about it. So Omar will use that to get Lindsay out.
And Romeo will just be like, I'll just write down whatever I feel like at that moment because I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to go with Omar. I think he's going to overplay his hands and he's going to come back.
He writes down High again.
Mm-hmm.
He writes down.
It's like, I thought that was the vote this week. All right, that's it. It took me 10 minutes to get there, but I'm going to go with Omar. So Jamie has Mike. Jack has
Does
Lindsay.
anyone think that they're going to play the, what's that thing called with the dice?
Shot in the dark?
Is anyone going to play that the rest of the season?
Sure, why not? Oh, yeah, I bet you whatever episode if there's an episode in which all of the, what's it called? All of the advantages.
Use it or lose it?
Yeah, whoever's left is going to be like, I got to do the shot in the dark or else I'm screwed. So.
Do you think we'll get like that, like, let's make a deal moment that we had last year?
Maybe.
With the shells, I didn't like it. I'm not a fan. I hope not. It's too intense for me. That picking the briefcase business is just beyond my stress value.
I think it's going to happen next week.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. All right. I think that's a good place to stop. We're an hour. And otherwise, we're just going to... You're blowing my mind.
We got it.
And it's also very itchy under this wig.
Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Yeah, we're all locked in. We're locked in now. That's where we're gonna stand. Mike, Lindsay, Omar. The end. That's.
The end.
Let's see. Let me stop screen share. Sherry is in the chat, and she says, "I just got. I will say I'm not feeling the Jonathan or the Mike possibility, but Miami Mike thinks Jonathan is the easy vote, and Elena likes Mike as the vote.
What does Miami Mike know? Nothing.
He knows the numbers,
Nothing.
though, man. He knows the numbers. We have to keep him here. He's got to stay, or our math.
I gotta deal with him 2 nights in a row.
It's too much. Too much, Mike. I thought everybody likes Mike.
Not this one.
Or at least
Not
wants
the
to
one
be
from
with him.
Miami.
Actually, I keep forgetting. Miami Mike, I gotta text you about something.
Cool.
You do that. You got it.
I don't
Do
want
what
to
you
say it.
gotta
I don't want to say it on air because it's not a pleasant thing.
Okay. Well, then on that note, let's go. We'll get out of here so you guys can have your little girl talk off air.
So Jack can go text his unpleasantries.
Well, it's not about Mike. It's about somebody else who used to listen to Sports Talk with 3 Stupid Guys.
Oh, is that person a big Cowboys fan?
Was.
Oh. Okay. Okay, on that note.
Some saucy drama.
I was just thinking about that person recently, randomly, if it's the same person. Okay, well, on that note, everybody, thanks for playing. Thanks for listening. I hope you'll all join us next week and the week after and the week after that. And then we'll go on summer vacation, and it will be great. Yes, Mike, we know. We got it.
Yes, so I don't have to text you now, okay.
Don't you love when things just do, like, the problems solve themselves? It figures its way out.
I mean, I knew exactly when you said it in that tone who you were talking about, even though, yes. All right, on that note, everybody, thank you again. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute a certain level, and that would be Tack from Tokyo, Eckhart Rigner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. Thank you, guys. If you'd like to send us an email, SurvivorJJC@gmail.com. We love feedback. If you want to make fun of us for being wrong, that none of those 3 people go home next week, feel free to do that too. Anything you want to email us about.
Just make sure to include many dramatic pauses.
No dramatic pauses. The more frenetic, the better. All right, on that note, everybody, though, seriously, peace out. My name is Colleen. Goodbye.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jack.
Bye. May the probes be with you.